Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. I am Gerry, as I tend to be. Max and Terry are here, and if you're checking out on video, you might notice I'm in a different place. Podcast can't really tell this, but the video folks, I'm not in my normal set. It's because there's construction work happening outside my window, and I didn't want production quality to suffer for it. So I'm in this prison-like space. It's probably the best way it looks. It looks like a jail, and I just happened to get one little bit of Everton in here, so it's not ridiculous. So, match reaction. I'm going to start with Max, because as seeing as he was actually present at the match. Happy with the result, Max?
Yeah. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it, and I don't care if anyone bites me head off for it. Like, it's not what a lot of the mainstream media were reporting. Like, the atmosphere was brilliant by all accounts. It was full of Evertonians wanting Everton to win. To be honest, it just felt like me on my own, kind of just watching every time that the City got the ball down our end. I was like, come on, do something, just do something. But I mean, I was saying before the game, like, it's often the case when you play Manchester City that the scoreline's irrelevant because, you know, simply over these past couple of years they've been so good. I know we often give them a good game, but, you know, these weird season or so that we've been through, I think we've been tongued by them 3-1 twice now in the last two games. So I wasn't expecting to beat them or get the draw, considering our run of form as well. So you've got to take your positives where you can find them. You look at that game, both of their goals effectively came in added time of both halves. So we limited them for chances. They did have them, make no mistake, and they were much the better side on the ball. But, you know, if we're keeping the defending champions out until, you know, the last couple of seconds of each half, you can take positives from that. You can also take positives from the fact that Marco Silva changed the position, which I am absolutely delighted about because we look so much better. The 4-3-3, it give you know, the players with attacking promise, just give them the license to roam and get forward a bit more. Obviously, given the narrative of the game, it was almost as if the pressure was off. You know, the lads were trying hard, and funnily enough, I know Terry said off camera, although you wouldn't imagine it to be in the case, the Scouse lads on the pitch probably played the best of the lot. I thought Tom Davies and John Joe Kenny were absolutely fantastic. Ultimately beaten by the better team, and for me personally, it was the result that I wanted because, you know, I'm saying this as a football fan, not just an Everton fan. It's too long been the case that Everton have been in Liverpool's shadow, and I think it's better for Everton in the long run of things that Liverpool don't win the league. They haven't won the league since 1990, and I don't fancy seeing it in my lifetime, and I don't think it'd do our club any favours.
Okay, Terry, how do you feel about all that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. Like, it was the no lose match, really, wasn't it? Either you win and you've beat Man City, or you get a point at Man City, or you lose and you lose. you don't do Liverpool any favours. So they can say what they like about that. They're exactly the same as us. They pretend they're not. They act like they're above all that. They're the only club in world football who pretend they haven't got a local rivalry, and no one believes it. In the roles reversed, they'd be exactly the same. But it was a refreshing change. I mean, this is going to not sit well with a lot of people, but it was nice to see how Everton could play when the crowd aren't hostile towards a single misplaced pass. When Goodison actually isn't frothing with anger because a player's been caught offside or Tom Davies has picked the wrong pass or something. The confidence seemed to build in the players all game because they actually must have felt like the home crowd went on the edge of a meltdown every time something broke down. They even said at the end of the game, like, the players really appreciated the fans cheering them at the end and clapping them off rather than booing after every other defeat. This should be a wake up call to the supporters as much as anyone. Look how well the players can, how much better. I'll say that differently. Look how much better the players can feel and perform if they actually aren't scared to put a foot wrong from the crowd. Now, as Max said, it was funny to see. I mean, I didn't think Everton's players were going to have any qualms about like taking the game to Man City. You got to remember the players are not fans. Like I'm sure Kurt Zuma and Andre Gomez and Richarlison don't care if Liverpool win the league. I know we do. I know we don't want it and I know most fans of other clubs don't want it. But professional players don't care. And the only two players who would understand the way we feel were the ones who were playing out of the skin, Tom Davis and John Joe Kenny. I thought they were excellent all night. I feel like, I know we're going to touch on this later, but I feel like that was a watershed game for the two of them, for this season at least. I think we should be seeing a lot more of them in the games going forward. It's just a shame that for their sakes we didn't get what we deserved from the game, which I think was something, because City rode their luck a lot in that game. They could have had Fernandinho sent off a couple of times. The goals they got, okay, the set piece, was same old, it's our own fault. But we were right in that game. One of the better performances, ironically, that I've seen from Everton since before December.
Yeah, I literally, the last conversation point on my notes here is set pieces WTF, because I mean, it's just getting to the point where it's sort of a constant, which is unfortunate. That's one of the, like, that set piece. I realized it was in added time at the end of the first half, and I actually thought we had defended for the most part. Aside from, I believe they hit.
They hit the bar. They hit the bar. And Laporte had one that he really should have put in before the one.
Yeah, and he was very open.
Yeah.
And it was another set piece.
Yeah,
right?
It's the same issues, isn't it? So.
Yeah. So, do I feel like, some people said, the 2-0 was harsh on us? Yeah, I think it's harsh because it should have been 1-0. Like I think they did enough to win. I do believe that, because they had way more chances than we did.
They were the better team. They were much the better team. They were better.
To be honest, even competing with them sounds ridiculous. But even competing them, look at their bench.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. They're so much better than everyone. They're the best team in the league. There's no question about it.
When they rolled De Bruyne. It's out there.
I know. I was saying this. Imagine being in that dressing room. We've got to win this game to go top of the league. I'll just bench Raheem Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, Gabriel Jesus. I think that's a bit mad. But from an Everton point of view, how much better did we look by dropping the undroppable, by dropping Sigurdsson, by dropping Richarlison? I thought that did us a lot of favours.
Look fresher.
Yeah. I actually thought. I think the hugest talking point, the biggest change that you saw was Davies coming in for Sigurdsson, because that actually, I feel like that altered the formation as well. So that just did a lot of crazy stuff to our team in general. Davies pressured well. His decision making pretty damn sound. He looked confident. He looked strong on the ball. He looked like a player who should be playing every single match. It was great. It reminded me, I remember last season we talked about Silva's style, because we talked about a video that I'd watched about Silva's style of play. And it talked about his 3 central midfielders, okay? And how he used, instead of a typical number 10, he used Cleverly or Hughes as sort of a... It's a little bit less of a number 10 and more of like an additional, like that 4-3-3, a little bit more of a more defensive than the typical number 10. Is the fact that Sigurdsson, the fact that he is more of a number 10, has that been holding play up a decent amount? Do we need that player like Davies to kind of come in? We need somebody who can kind of play a little bit more like an 8. Is that what the team needs? Is that part of the change here, guys?
I think so. I mean, Sigurdsson's a great player on his day, but he does slow things down. Davies hasn't got the tools that he's got, but he is a lot more energetic. He does get the ball moving a lot quicker, and he does go beyond the striker, which Sigurdsson really doesn't. He always sits off the striker and doesn't really get into the box or make runs like that. I think that middle three should be the way to go for a while now. Sigurdsson will still play games, obviously, but I'd give that a little run, see how we get on with that middle three in that 4-3-3 formation.
Lookman presumably injured because he wasn't even on the bench. And I haven't really seen a situation where Silva has gone with that much defensive depth on the bench. Normally he likes a lot of attacking options. So I was just assuming he was injured. I hope it's not a he's out of favor again kind of thing. I just don't see that.
No.
So, last thing, Walcott got into positions a couple of times, but was very wasteful. I didn't think he was as bad as everybody made out. I think we're used to just saying, "Oh my God, he's the worst." Not as bad, but he still, and he actually made a decent cross or two, and he got into a lot of good positions. But overall, was pretty wasteful and didn't help enough on the defensive end. There's a couple of moments where he could have tracked back and helped Kenny out, and he didn't.
I agree with you completely. I was watching him and thinking, this is very quite possibly why you just didn't break through at Arsenal and reach the heights that you really wanted to. You know, I just don't think he offers the same creativity as the likes of Lookman and Bernard do on the wings. You know what you're getting from Walcott. You're getting directness. You know, the desire to get in behind, the use of pace. But in terms of that on the ball creativity, the ability to pick his head up and take it past the man, it's not there, is it? So, and if we're rolling with the 4-3-3, I'll be interested to see what the situation is with the wingers going forward and what he wants from them.
And also Zuma, he played well. Zuma had a good one. So, anything else we can think about from this one, guys? I mean, effort. Effort was nice. I found myself approaching this one just the way I do any game. I got into it. I got pissed when they scored. I did. I comforted myself afterward, you know, because my 6-year-old was homesick with a fever. You know, Bennett looked up and he was like, "At least Liverpool is not first now, Dad." And I'm like, you know, that's okay. Yeah, I know. So it was a nice little, but I still got into it because I actually thought we had a chance in the game. I like that, you know, and there's going to come a time where that performance is not good enough. You know, we give up a set piece in a game against City, and we're like, no. You know?
And I agree completely, but like with the exception of the Huddersfield game, which we got that 1-0 win with the red card. There's been so many games lately where we've got beaten that there hasn't been any positives to take from it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I hate to coin up that phrase, but the expected loss, you know, you don't have any expectations going into it. So to be able to abstract positives is a good thing, particularly going forward, and when you have young players playing well like we did.
One last thing for me is fair play. Idrissa Gueye came back in and has a stunner of a game. A lot of other players, if they were denied a move to somewhere like PSG, would just. That'd be it for the rest of the season. They throw their toys out the pram, and then that'd be the end of it. You wouldn't see much of them for the rest of the season. He came back in, and he looked like the games he'd missed had actually done him a world to good because he was everywhere. He was tackling all of Man City's midfielders to death, which is no mean feat. They've got one of the best midfields in the world. So fair play to him.
Yeah, he was all over, just kind of, I felt like it was second half where I really, really noticed him kind of making those tackles right in front of the box, right in the center. And yeah, it was, you're right. And you know what? It could be come summertime, we're like, you know what? Thanks a lot, man. You worked hard, good work. Go to PSG, have fun. You know, I could see that happening. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it for our match reaction. Yeah, just a weird one. Just a weird feeling, this whole thing. But as Max said, and I think Max was the one who directly said it, but Terry agrees, I'm sure. There are positives here. There's some good things here. So if you're digging the videos, please subscribe to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel. We sincerely appreciate it. If you want more Terry, he'll be on the Liverpool Echo fan jury every once in a while. It's a pretty normal thing for him. So check out his Twitter. He'll tell you when he's going to be there. Check out Max's Twitter as well. He appears many places, but he's definitely always on the Toffee Blues website, so check him out there. All right, gentlemen, let's go roll on to a match preview. Watford. Bye.